Good morning everyone, day 10 of the Orlando trip, and today we're going to do a little bit something a lot different. Today we're going to do a bit of shop at the local Walmart grocery store, and also we're going to go over to the Fountains complex, which is on the other side of the Sheraton Vistana Resort. So anyway, there's the Falls pool with the splash pad, and that also has the water slide with the waterfall. And so anyway, here we go, we're on our way down towards Walmart. So there's the activity centre, and over there's the Zimmies and the super pool. There's the marketplace, the shop, and just behind that is the Cascade swimming pool, which is the pool we usually go to most of the time when we come here to Orlando. And wow, it's been a blast here in Orlando.
You're looking where she's going.
Okay then.
Oblivious,
Okay then, here we go. We are now on our way down towards Walmart, and well, day 10, as you probably know, as you probably might be aware, that in 5 days time, unfortunately, we'll be leaving Orlando. Boom! We'll be leaving Orlando back to the UK, back to Manchester, flying on the Virgin Atlantic VS74, departing from Orlando International Airport at 10 o'clock at night, and due into Manchester Airport for 10 past 11 at midday. And unfortunately we won't, as you know, you might be aware that Disney Springs no longer have the Virgin check-in, because I think it was due to obvious reasons that happened a couple of years ago, and that then hastened the closure of the check-in facility. So we'll be checking in at Orlando International Airport, and we'll be saying our goodbye to Orlando. It'll be a nighttime flight, so we'll be taking off at pitch black. And so here we go, we're on our way down to Walmart, and once we get back into the UK, it won't be as lovely as this. As you know, back in the UK now, it's autumn, it'll soon be winter time, and so that's how the weather's like in the UK. So wow, it has been a fantastic time, and yes, we are going to come here again, but as always, I will keep you up to date. But obviously, like what I did this year, I'll bring out some more teasers for you, because I know how much you want to hear my funny teasers. And here we are at the intersection. Down there goes to International Drive, and over there goes to Kissimmee. Well, that way goes towards the Walt Disney World Resort, by the Nickelodeon Suites Resort. Well, it's now part of the Holiday Inn. And up over there, that creamy, sandy building, that's the Lake Buena Vista Resort Hotel, and that's the one that includes a pirate ship in the pool, and of course there's Parasol mushroom pumps. There's a 7-Eleven and the CVS pharmacy, and wow, it's a fantastic time here in Orlando. There's the Academy coach. However, we've had Hurricane Helen throughout most of our holiday. Yesterday we went over to Islands Adventure to check out the 2 new rides, Jurassic Park Velocicoaster and Harry Potter's Hagrid's, the motorbike coaster, and that was a brilliant ride. Those new rides are very brilliant, and I highly recommend you checking them all out whilst I'm here, whilst you come here to Orlando. And hopefully, so once we're back in the UK, I'll be back on my bus travels, and I'll be checking out the Diamond 242 service from Stourbridge to Kimber that was previously operated by Select. And so I will be be doing some exciting videos. I'll probably be doing some more exciting vlogs whilst back in the UK. And but as always, I'll always keep you up to date on the latest excitement. Here we are. So we're just coming down towards the Polynesian Boulevard Retail Park. Souvenir World there. So we're going over the bridge, and there's there's my car wash, Joe's car wash, and there's the racetrack where we went at one time. It's a bit like walking into a Tesco Express back in the UK. And over there's the Lake Buena Vista factory stores. There's quite a few stores there, and here we are at the Polynesian Isle Boulevard Retail Park. So we're gonna head over to Walmart. We just need to get a couple of supplies. Whilst we're over at Walmart, and over on the opposite side is where they have the Publix and the TJ Maxx. And here's the Polynesian Shops Boulevard Retail Park. So you got the big orange mobility shop, and wow, what a fantastic. So as you know, here's Walmart. It's just behind these trees here, and the Walmart here has a Subway as the food tenant within its stores. The majority of the Walmarts have a McDonald's, like the one on Sand Lake Road and Turkey Lake Road. There was one on the 192 at Kissimmee, but sadly that had closed down. But obviously some of them have a Charlie's Philly Steaks. So here we are at the Walmart. Of course, they've painted the facade really well to a nice light blue colour and grey. I remembered back in the day when it was like, when it had the red Walmart logo, if you remember the red Walmart. And of course you've got the Sunshine logo. Obviously Walmart was part of Asda back in the day, but obviously Asda are no longer in partnership with Walmart. But still we refer it a bit like Asda, because that's how I knew Asda as, like Asda Walmart. And of course this is a massive supercentre, probably twice the size as the one at Mingworth Asda, and also the one down at Bristol at Patchway Cribs Causeway. So here we are, now arrived at Walmart. Okay then, there's the other retail park over there, which includes the TJ Maxx, the Publix, the Ross Dress for Less, Disney Gifts, there's also Five Below, and also Five Guys as well. And as well as that, you've got a Wendy's, a bit of an ice cream type of shaped building, and you've got the Miller Ale House as well. So we're gonna do a bit of a drive up. So we're gonna drive up there. So anyway, there's the other retail park. That includes the Publix, and Publix, it's a little bit like Waitrose and Partners departments. Waitrose and Partners, and of course there's a Starbucks over here as well. For those Starbucks lovers who love a bit of Starbucks, you should check out each of the Starbucks that they've got here in Orlando. And well, day 10, we've just been to Walmart, and I had myself Subway breakfast, Italian herbs and cheese with egg and bacon and cheese, and also had tomatoes as my salad option, and also I had some barbecue sauce as my sauce, because obviously they don't do ketchup in the US version of Subway. And anyway, you got Colby's. So we've got Colby's here. So we just did a bit of a turn. So this is the Sunrise City Plaza retail park. Oh, just not camera. So we've got TJ Maxx, and that's So we had to do a bit of a turn because obviously because of the road, we tried to cut off the traffic. So we are just now on our way back to the Sheraton Vistana Resort, and it's been a blast since we've been here to Orlando for the first time in 6 years. Can't you believe it's been like 6 years since we've last been to Orlando? And obviously it was nerve-wracking for a start. It was nerve-wracking for a start because obviously you hadn't been there for like 6 years and you don't know what you're going to expect. If you're going to feel like you want to do it or what. But obviously I'm now here at last, having a good time. But sadly we all have to go home, unfortunately, because as you know, holidays don't last forever. But obviously we've had some fun times and we are going to come here again. And it probably won't be a nerve-wracking one because obviously we come here at last and we've made so many exciting memories. And so, as you know, a lot of people don't want to think about coming home after a fabulous holiday. Whatever tour operator you go with to Orlando, obviously Virgin is the best one because obviously you've got you land into the centre of Orlando, but obviously you do have Aer Lingus as well. That also takes you into Orlando, but obviously if you're flying with Aer Lingus into Orlando, you go to passport control. Well, you go to baggage reclaim first, then go to immigration, passport control, and customs, and then you collect the car. It's a little bit similar if you're flying with TUI into Melbourne Airport, which is on the Space Coast of Florida. Obviously, it's an hour drive away, Melbourne is, if you're flying in with TUI. But if you're flying with Aer Lingus, obviously you're flying to MCO, so you land into Terminal C. So what you do when you get to Terminal C, you go to the baggage reclaim hall, collect up your baggage on the baggage reclaim hall, or baggage claim hall, and then you go to the immigration, passport control, border control, or whatever it is, and then you go through customs and then out to the car hire. But if you are flying with Virgin, you fly into the original terminal at Orlando International. So that means you do like passport control first, then you go to baggage reclaim, then on to customs. But however, instead of going direct to the car hire, you have to board the little terminal monorail, which is the Gate Link. That'll take you to the main terminal, whilst Aer Lingus don't get the Gate Link if you're flying in with Aer Lingus. But obviously Terminal C, as I looked on various videos such as Theme Park Bazzers, obviously there were limited choices of car hires at Orlando International, because if you needed to find the other car rental counters, you had to go over to the other terminal on the Gate Link on that side, the APM. And obviously you now got the Bright Line that serves Orlando International Airport. And so once you arrive in the main terminal, you then keep following the covered walkway, and you go through the corridor, and then you come into the main concourse, the atrium, which is where the Hyatt Regency Hotel is with the American flag. And then obviously you have to then proceed to A or B, depending on where your car hire or transfer bus is located. So you go on to level 2 first if you're taking the escalators down. But obviously if you have a lot of luggage, there are elevators, referred to as lifts back in the UK, and then you just go down onto level 1. But if you are transferring any baggage over to the main terminal, you'll have to stop on level 2 and then go down onto level 1, and that is where you'll meet your holiday representative that will direct you to the car hire or transfer bus. However, this time around we did not meet up with any of the holiday representatives in the ground transportation hall. All we had to do was go to the main counter, the ticketing area on level 1, and then cross over to the the garage, the multi-storey car park, well, as it's known as a garage here in the US, and then go over to the main part, and then they'll direct you to the car, because obviously all the cars are all marked as Virgin Atlantic holidays. So anyway, here we are, just arriving at the Sheraton Vistana Resort. Obviously, as you know, there are loads of different choices of resorts to stay here in Orlando. Don't only just choose the Sheraton, you can also choose other hotels, like you can choose the Vistana Villages. So here we are at the Gatehouse, and so here we are at Gatehouse right now.
Taste, he's there, my horse.
Alright then, so here we are, just back at the Sheraton Vistana Resort. So there's the gazebo on that little pier, or pavilion as it's known. Obviously, don't only choose the Sheraton Vistana Resort to stay. Obviously you have got the hotels, but if you want a certain type of resort, there are loads of choices. You can even stay at the Walt Disney World Resort hotels, depending on whatever price you go for. And also stay at the Universal, like the Cabana Bay, and also the Endless Summer Resort. There are loads of different resorts to choose from here in Orlando, and also the Orlando Marriott World Center, which this hotel, well, complex is neighboured to. And there's the mini golf over there and the activity centre. The courts pool seems to open up, and the falls pool, that's opened up. A lot of people are having fun on the falls pool, which is actually the smaller type of swimming pool compared to the larger ones that we usually go to, like the Cascades and the Super Pool, and also the Fountains Pool, which is on the other side of the resort. So here we are, just arriving back at where we started. Alright then guys, we are now on our way to the Fountains Pool, which is on the other side of the complex. So we're having a bit of a swimming pool day today over at the Sheraton Vistana Resort. So this is the falls section where we're in. So this is the falls, so I'm going to take you on a tour of this part of the complex over to the other side, which I refer to as Sheraton Vistana Resort number 2, which has like the gardens in. So you've got the splash pad over there on the falls section of the park. There's quite a few people using the falls pool today. Not many people on the courts. Well, there's some people relaxing, but obviously the courts pool is very rarely used, to be honest. I've never seen that pool so full in my life when we've come here to Orlando. Okay then, here we go. We're on our way towards the... so we've just gone past the courts pool, and I have to say that I haven't seen anybody using that pool. That seems to be referred to as the dead pool of the resort. So the courts pool, which is just behind, we've just gone past, seems to be a very quiet pool compared to the other pools we've been here. And of course we've been in the falls pool, which is the one with the water slide, and here's the Cascades pool here with the air geyser, well, with the geysers and the waterfall, because there's a waterfall on that part of the pool. So the waterfall's on. They do turn them off when the weather gets a bit cooler, so just be aware of that. If you find out the waterfalls aren't turned on, it could be just turned off for obvious reasons. But obviously you've got the very helpful, friendly staff here at the resort. So we're coming to the gatehouse as we're exiting via reception way, because obviously you have to exit via reception if you want to cross over to the other section at the part of the resort, if you're coming by car, or you could just walk past, so you don't have to go through the barriers. And there's a lovely fountain in the lake. So So here we are at the gatehouse. Okay, we're just about to turn left. We've got to turn left to the other side of the resort. So this is the one that includes the jacuzzis on top of a waterfall, because obviously the fountains pool has a waterfall, and it has like so the fountains pool has a waterfall, and it has jacuzzis on top. So we're just going through the just going to go through the barrier. So here we are at the barrier now. Just so the barrier is already lifted, but obviously you've got to scan your fob to enter the facility. So this is the fountain section of the Sheraton Vistana, where you got these type of houses. So we go ahead for the main fountain section, the fountains bays, and that also includes the recreation centre of the resort. So this is the fountain section of the resort. So at the Fountains Recreation Centre, and that, and of course, so the fountains pool is just through those double doors through the building. Okay then, this is the elevator at the Fountains Recreation Centre at the Sheraton Vistana Resort in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. And this is an Otis Europa, yes! Let's go in. Got to 2. Close the doors. Into 2. Wait for the doors to close. Capacity is 3,000 pounds. Well, the inside control has been modernised. Got 2. Nice bell. Go back down to 1. Can't believe there's an Otis Europa. Last time I've been in an Otis Europa was in the Beatties in Solihull back in the UK. There's the certificate. Brilliant size. Here we are at 1. Wait for the doors to open up. So here we are inside the Fountains block here at the Sheraton Vistana Resort. So this is the Fountains block here, and down there is the restaurant, Azula. This is a really nice type of building here. In the foyer, and of course, we've got the swim surf shop there. There's the main fountains pool just through these double doors. You've got the waterfall as well. So as you come through these double doors, and there's the waterfall there. Okay guys, here we go. We're going in the waterfall. I'm gonna get it soaked. Here we go. We're coming to the waterfall, and here we go. 1, 2, and wow! Just look at this absolutely amazing waterfall. Here, see there's water coming down. Got the speed of a fast spray. And I managed even to get underneath the pool. And if you do this, bit of an air geyser demonstration. Whew. Just look at that. That is absolutely amazing. That waterfall is here at the Sheraton Vistana Resort. Of course, we stayed a majority of places that did have type of water features. For example, the Castle Hotel on I Drive, which had a crocodile fountain spray when I was a kid, well, back in my childhood days. Could just, oh, come on. Oh. Hello! Now I'm going to take you to the other side. Might quickly have a quick shower before entering the pool. Wow, lovely Bose speaker there. Wow. Okay then, here we are, just sat in the bubble seat, which are the two jacuzzis, the hot tubs, located on top of the waterfall. So it's been amazing going through the water features and having some fun, and wow, what amazing pool this is. So just having a nice relaxing hot tub. It's amazing here at the Sheraton. Of course there are some safety ground rules there, no climbing on the rocks, no diving as well, and also there's a spa jet timer, so if you want to alter the settings on it, just go to the timer just to adjust. That will save you having to spend too long in this hot tub. Alright then, we've just been swimming, and as you can probably tell, the heavens have opened. So we've just been to the Fountains pool, and it is one of the best pools here, especially with the two hot tubs on top of the waterfall. And we are hoping to come here again when we next visit Orlando, whenever that'll be, I don't know, but I will keep you updated when that will be. So we're now going to make our way to the exit from the fountain section. As you can tell, here are all the lovely complexes of buildings. These ones are 3-story buildings over here at the Sheraton Vistana. And of course there is the Lakes pool, which we never tend to go to, and we are now coming to the exit on the gatehouse. So now coming to the exit. So anyway, there's the road that goes towards the Marriott World Centre. Now we're coming to the main part of the Sheraton Vistana Resort, and up there is the Blue Heron. Sorry if I haven't got much good footage, because obviously the rain has come across Orlando. So here we are at the main gatehouse. Okay, here we are, just entered the main section. Got a polytunnel over there, some sort of polytunnel, and over there goes that's Cascades buildings 4 to 11, and here's one of the Cascades blocks. These ones have got elevators in. These ones have got like elevators in, because obviously it's a multi-type of building, got extra parts of the building. And right, as you probably know, the rain has now cleared, and we're now going over to Disney Springs, the shopping complex, as you know, what was referred to as Downtown Disney. And so here we go, we're on our way to Disney Springs, which is actually home to the Circus Solacia, the Lanuba, even the Splitsville, the luxury lanes, and as well as the luxury lanes as well at Disney Springs, you do have, as well as that, you have the World of Disney store, the Once Upon a Toy, which is another Disney themed store, the M&M's World, which used to be over at the Florida Mall, and the AMC Theatre, and also Planet Hollywood, and of course you have your high street brands as well. So you've got the high street brands, so that is good that you've got your high street brands like Zara, Uniqlo, even Anthropology, the Ron John Surf Shop. If you remembered, Ron John used to be at the Florida Mall, and also over at Festival Bay, if you remembered that, which became the Artigan Marketplace, and then and is now known as Deserland. So we're now at the Apopka Vineland Road. So as you know, the lights are on red at the moment, so we're just gonna wait for them to change. So as you know, it is a very, very busy road, this is. So anyway, we're just gone along. So the traffic was clear, so that meant we could safely go along. So there's the Sheraton Vistana Resort where we're staying, and obviously it's going to be a sad time Thursday when we leave Orlando back to the UK. But we've had some fantastic memories, even coming back here for the first time in 6 years, because the last time we were here we were in 2018, and we did the majority of the whole parks, including the Disney parks, which we're not doing this time around. And of course we've done all the 4 theme parks at the Walt Disney World Resort. I don't know why I said Disneyland, it's Disney World, because Disneyland's in California and Paris and Tokyo. So we did all the Disney parks, all the 4 theme parks in our history, like we did the Magic Kingdom Park, Epcot, Disney's Animal Kingdom Park, the Hollywood Studios, which was known as the Disney Studios, and also the MGM Studios, and also the 2 water parks that included Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach. Now Typhoon Lagoon is not far away from the Disney Springs complex, but obviously there's not much at Typhoon Lagoon. Obviously with the waves, they are a bit high. And as well as that, there's the Crush and Gusher, which is the Master Blaster ride, similar to like the Nucleus attraction over at Waterworld up in Stoke. Back in the UK. So obviously when we come here again, I will throw more teasers to make it more exciting, because I'm sure, because none of you would want to know where we're going until last minute, until we approach. So here we are, just waiting along, and as you know, over there is Chick-fil-A, and in Chick-fil-A there's actually a train track that's inside the restaurant, which is very, very interesting. A bit similar to the Cadbury World gift shop at back in Bourneville in the Midlands, the UK. And I've been to Cadbury World before. Now, as you know, Cadbury World's now under the Merlin Entertainment, so that is very interesting. So here we are. Lights have gone on to green, so we can now safely proceed. So Blue Heron Beach Resort, that also includes a subway. It's got that old subway logo on, which has not yet been updated, and that's really interesting, seeing the subway logo, the original logo. And there's a Starbucks for those people who love their Starbucks. So that's really interesting to see the original subway logo. I really like the original logo, but obviously the new logo is good, but obviously you have to figure out what's your favourite subway logo, the old one or the new one. Comment below. So anyway, here's the sign here for the Ron John Surf Shop, advertising for it, because that's where we're heading for. And there's the 7-Eleven, the news agents. For those people who want to get something quick, hop over to 7-Eleven, which is one of the most popular stores. And there's Applebee's over there. And Applebee's, obviously you don't have to think about going to all the same old places when you come to Orlando. You should also check out all the different restaurants here in Orlando, even support them as well. So we're also by the Holiday Inn Resort. There's a lot of Holiday Inn hotels all across the world, like there's some back in the UK, and obviously before this YouTube channel came along, I did stay at a Holiday Inn even in the UK as well. But obviously, usually when we stay in the UK, if it comes to a hotel, it's normally a Premier Inn hotel, because we stopped in major Premier Inns in our history. Like we stopped at the Trafford Centre West, where we stayed on the night before we travelled here. Over there is Golden Corral and Bahama Rees. So we have stayed. So the Premier Inns we stopped in our history. So we had Trafford Centre West, Weston-super-Mare on the outskirts, also Liverpool City Centre. Also we stopped at the Premier Inn in so we've also stayed in the Premier Inn at Westfield Stratford City, by the Olympic Park. Also Premier Inn in Weymouth on the Lodmore, Premier Inn on the outskirts of Weymouth. Also Premier Inn in Poole at Hulls Bay, Premier Inn at Meadowhall, Sheffield, Rotherham, and also Premier Inn Meadowhall. And so we stopped in a lot of Premier Inns in our history. And also we stopped at Premier Inn at Heald Green, just by Manchester Airport. So we have been in a lot of Premier Inns from past and present. So anyway, here we come to the entry, and if you see that waste ground over there, that was where McDonald's used to be, because there was a McDonald's on that site, but sadly it's now been flattened. And also that was, I believe that was where the old, well, and of course you got Palm Parkway, which is over there. That is where people go to, like, the booking office to get the ticketing office to get the Disney tickets from. So you go, or you can also buy them at the Disney parks as well. And anyway, here's the most important sign of all time. Welcome to Walt Disney World, the most magical place on earth. And we were going to go to a Disney park this year, which was Disney's Blizzard Beach, but obviously due to the fact that they usually close the water park during most of the time for an annual refurbishment program. This means when Typhoon Lagoon is shut, Blizzard Beach is open, and when Blizzard Beach is shut, Typhoon Lagoon is open. So that is really interesting, to be honest. Because obviously, why wouldn't you just have the two parks open at once? But I just don't know why they close one and you have the other one open. And of course, there used to be a third water park at the Walt Disney World Resort, which was of course River Country, and it was known as River Country. But sadly that water park closed, because apparently I've heard that there was a lot of bad reviews about the park, also because there was a lot of injuries on some of the rides because they looked a bit weird. But obviously, if you want to look at Expedition Extinct's video, you should hover over to his channel. So here we are. Welcome to Walt Disney World, where dreams come true. So here we are, just arriving at the Walt Disney World Resort territory. So we're on the Disney territory now, so we're on Disney property, as you can tell with the Disney themed signs. And if you remembered, I was a good Disney collector back in my day. I used to collect a lot of Disney themed products, like the Disney monorail, also the Epcot Ball, the Disney's Contemporary Resort, and also the Walt Disney World Railroad, which is actually a good theme. And there's a lovely hotel there with a glass elevator on the outside. It's really good to have a nice glass elevator so you get a good view of these surrounding buildings here in Orlando. And so, as you know, Disney Springs is just not far away from the Disney, from the Lake Buena Vista complex, because it is so close. And of course, you've got the Disney's Port Orleans Resort, which is on the other side of Disney Springs, where you can get a boat on. And that's the one that has the Sea Serpent slide, and there's also a water wheel. And so here we are at Disney Springs. Very nice looking foyer and like the theme sign, and then of course you've got the footbridge that gains access to the different parks here at Disney Springs. Well, parts, not parks, parts. I don't know why I'm saying parks. And so over there, so here are some signs. So you've got all the different garages. So there's an orange garage and even a lime garage. So they're actually themed after fruits as well. They're actually themed after different fruits. So the Walt Disney Store, which is referred to as the Disney Department Store. And so there's another garage. So we're actually parking in the lime garage again. That's really great that we're in. So obviously, well, there's a lot of parking areas which are full up, so we might need to go to different parts of the garage. So here we go, inside the garage area, the multi-storey car park, as us people refer to back in the UK. But I still like to call it the parking structure, even in the UK as well, because obviously all the parking deck. And as you can tell, these car parks are very, very nice and very purpose-built for the Disney Springs complex, because these were built when Downtown Disney was rethemed to Disney Springs. And as you know, this is a bit similar to what you will find back over at MCO, because MCO, where you drop the car off and pick it up, it's on a car park. And this time, instead of going across the street directly at MCO, we actually went across the instead of going across to the car hire, instead we had to go up the escalator. But obviously with luggage, when you've got a huge amount of luggage, you might as well take the elevators up, because obviously it's really difficult when you put suitcases on an escalator. And even if an elevator is full, it is very complicated. So what they should have done, they should have put in an extra elevator in to cater for the amount of passengers who land here into Florida. So here we are, just arriving at Disney Springs on the Lime Garage. Alright, here we are in the World of Disney store here at the Disney Springs. So we're back here again, and we got here a Pirates of the Caribbean set that consists of like a boat from the ride system. Now, Pirates of the Caribbean is a ride at the Magic Kingdom Park here at the Disney parks. There's also one in Paris and Disney. Well, there's one in Paris. And this is the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I don't know, I never saw that type of ride. Never saw this ride. So it's amazing that they've got these new merchandise here. And of course you've got Mickey Mouse, you've got the Country House play set, and Pirates of the Caribbean as well, another part of Pirates of the Caribbean. And, hey, Jasper's Train Flying Lift Adventures on YouTube. Yeah, amazing. Anyway, nice shout out. Anyway, here we are. Just getting another good review. So we've got a boat system. Boats. So lovely boats here. Lovely pirate ship. Pirates of the Caribbean. That's brilliant that they've got these new type of stuff added to the park, to the shop. And here's a marble run up there. So we've got a marble run. That is a bit Disney unique. Oh, it's a theme from Inside Out. And you got the Haunted Mansion. What's this? It's a bit of a confidential thing. A light up chess set. And of course you got jigsaw puzzles here as well. Jigsaw puzzles. Yeah. Alright then, this is the elevator at Splitsville Luxury Lounge at Disney Springs, Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. And this is a Kone Eco Space, capacity 1134 kilograms, 15 persons, which is 2,500 pounds. Here we are 2. Let's go down to 1. Talk. Going down. Talk. This here used to be where the old Virgin Megastore was. And ride makers, and there was a Montgomery Kone elevator. Splitsville. We are down at 1. We are down at 1. And that's it. Okay then, here are the elevators at the orange parking garage at the Disney Springs Walt Disney World Resort, Orlando, Florida. And let's go to 2. Those are the doors. And these are Otis elevators, capacity 4,000 pounds. These ones have got single 2-speed. We got 2. Go down the ground. This is actually the bridge link towards the bridge link. Going down. Very nice. Here we are, ground floor level. That's it. Alright, here are the elevators at the orange parking garage at the Disney Springs Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. And these are Otis elevators, capacity 4,000 pounds, which is 14 kilograms, 25 persons. Here we are on the rooftop. And let's go back down to 2. Close the doors. Very nice, as you can see, we're on the rooftop of the car park. Multi-story, well, parking structure. So we go back down to 2. And here we are at 2. Oh, 3. Hello, you going down?
I need to go to ground.
Oh, you're going down to ground floor level. Okay then, we are just coming out of the Lime Garage here at Disney Springs. So we're now coming out the Lime Garage, and wow, what an amazing time it's been over at Disney Springs, and also having a look in the Disney department store, the World of Disney, which I don't know why I'm calling it the Disney department store. That's because it sells everything that people would need and want as maybe essential or maybe a luxury. But the Disney, but obviously I highly recommend checking out all the amazing shops at the Disney Springs. And so anyway, we're now exiting the car park structure at Disney Springs. Okay then, here we are. We've just come out of the car park structure, and over there you got the grapefruit parking garage over at Disney Springs, and there are the buses that go into the location. So you got Disney Transport, and there's also one speed at Donald Duck and Typhoon Lagoon, and of course coming up on the left hand side will be the Typhoon Lagoon water park, which includes like the Miss Tilly, which is the icon to the park. So you got the orange garage, which is right there. So Typhoon Lagoon will be on our right, and of course over there, if you can tell with that big ball, that's the Epcot Park, known as Epcot Centre. Now, we've been to Epcot multiple times in our history of coming here to Disney, over to Disney World. So the Miss Tilly, which is the Jewel in the Crown for
the ones at the car park.
Yeah, I'll be all right. Yep, yeah, I'll be fine. So we're now gonna head for a look over at Typhoon Lagoon, which is the water park right here. So Disney's Typhoon Lagoon. Obviously, we're not going to do a bit of footage here at Typhoon Lagoon, but obviously just want to share what it looks like. And that's the entrance point to Typhoon Lagoon water park.
Still park over there.
So of course, I know a lot of people could still park over there. Now, obviously, that was the parking area for those passengers who were returning on returning flights to the UK with Virgin Atlantic that go into Manchester, and at the time to Glasgow and London Gatwick. But as you know, Virgin no longer operates the check-in facility here at Disney Springs, which is a shame. But as always, if there's any changes regarding to Virgin services, I will keep you up to date. It's a shame that Virgin scrapped the Disney Springs check-in facility, and obviously Virgin no longer fly from London Gatwick or Glasgow to Orlando. Instead, they fly from Edinburgh and London Heathrow, meaning Manchester being the only original base for the Orlando flights. So this is going into Typhoon Lagoon, the water park, and sister park to Blizzard Beach. Typhoon Lagoon, there's operating hours from 10 o'clock till 5, and of course Blizzard Beach is closed, unfortunately, so catching ships in its path. And so this is this is the Typhoon Lagoon water park. It's a shame that Blizzard Beach is closed, but obviously you've got Typhoon Lagoon, home to Miss Tilly, who's the main attraction to the park. And I don't know where Miss Tilly is. Obviously Miss Tilly is like the boat that sits on top of some sort of cliff. So here's the park. This is the car park area for Typhoon Lagoon. Someone Here we are in the rain. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna listen to after all Anyway, this is a continuation on day one, and this was the missed parts from what was meant to be in the full part of day one, the travel day to Orlando, and this is heading down towards the Walmart. As you can see, there's my car wash, Joe's car wash, right here, and I'm just going to take you on a tour round Walmart, especially with all the Halloween stuff. As you can see, there's all the Halloween stuff there. Looks very nice here in Walmart with all the Halloween themed costumes and all the Halloween products. And as well as that, they've got the Christmas products in the garden section. So I'm just going to take you around. Okay then, here we are. We are just now arriving at the Sheraton Vistana Resort, and as you can tell, torches on. So we're just now arriving at the Sheraton Vistana, and we were originally in the court section, but however, due to obvious reasons, we've swapped it to the falls section, which is closer to the Falls swimming pool, which includes the water slide. So as you know, the courts pool is one of the small pools where there's ropes separated in between the middle section of the pool. And then of course you've got the main big pools. You've got the Cascade swimming pool, the super pool, the fountains and lakes pool, and of course the springs. So over there, as you can tell, I can't believe my torch is on. So the activity centre right there. So there's quite a few good things going on here. And so over there's the Marriott World. Can't believe my torch is on for the holiday. So here we are, now arriving at the Sheraton. So here we are, arriving at the Falls section. Okay then, we just arrived here. So this is the place where we're staying here at the Sheraton Vistana Resort. As you can tell, there's a fan in this room, so I'll just turn it on for you. So I'm just gonna, oh, it's starting to turn on. I think there's a might be. Let me switch it on to see. Oh, there we go. So got the fan turned on now. So getting the air circulating. So it's been a great journey all the way from the UK here to Orlando. And so this is the place, Sheraton Vistana Resort, Lake Buena Vista. And we've had a great flight. And so it's been a fantastic time. Whew, we've had a great flight. So anyway, we're going to just settle down now and see you for the next vlog, which will be day 2 of the trip.